and events you want to be known, then amp them up on Amp It Up, our new online radio station. We want your voice to be heard, so spread the word on Amp It Up. Contact us at 866-224-5422 for more information. Let's amp it up.
It's lunchtime, and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from Studio A in the heart of Delray Gallery, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free at 888-565-1470 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. You know, I'm excited today.
Why?
And all of you guys that have been texting me and calling me, we are not putting a concert art here
No.
at the Arts Garage. Everybody thinks there were singers and everybody else.
I have to tell you, never in 4 years that we've been doing this have we told people the set is full. Ever. We always have an open set.
Full.
Oh, we always have an open set. And he said, "Can I bring singers?" And I said, "No." He said, "Excuse me?" I said, "No, we're booked." He said, "How are we booked? Who's coming?" I said, "Wait till you see. I didn't even send you the list of guests. You have no idea who's even here."
I'm looking at a piece of paper there, and all I see is a whole lot of people.
A whole lot of people. We are so excited. We are live at the Delray Arts Garage. We are in downtown Delray Beach. Huge thank you to Marjorie Waldo, President and CEO of this spectacular venue. And it's always about networking because we got here through Roots and Wings. And I met someone else that works here who runs your children's, your arts program.
Freddie, our director of arts education.
Which was incredible. And she connected me to you, and you happened to get us as we were in the middle of mid-move. And she called, she said, "You want to do a show? Okay, pick a day." Okay. And then I emailed you Tuesday. You emailed me first with this list of, can I take it and roll? And she took it and went. What a great day for me. I didn't have to organize anything.
I know,
It's
we
fabulous.
had to come and sit down and shoot.
I'm so
Just a
excited.
lot of things to brag about. You know, there are a lot of great people involved in a lot of different areas, so it's wonderful that you gave us the opportunity.
Well, tell us about Arts Garage, the inception, your vision.
So Arts Garage is a 501c3 not-for-profit organization, so we rely heavily on assistance from all kinds of people. We have a volunteer board of directors, and we have an amazing group of volunteers, and we love our patrons, and we love our donors. So we work really hard to live our vision, which is to connect our community to the world through the arts. We attempt to be a little bit of everything for everybody. So we offer theater, although it's not a traditional theater season, we offer some theater. We have amazing Grammy Award-winning, stellar musical acts on the main stage. We have lots of opportunities for emerging artists to participate, poets, comics, singers, everybody. We have a beautiful art gallery for emerging artists, and it's an amazing community-based organization.
How long have you been here?
So Arts Garage opened in 2011. I came on board at the end of 2016, so I just had my 3-year anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy
Thank you
anniversary.
very much.
And everyone knows the Arts Garage. What a spectacular venue. And it's so encompassing. It's not just for singers. You know, that would just be one venue. What you offer for kids in art and creating and after-school programs and weekend programs, there's so much for everybody.
Our arts education has blown up a lot. We'll talk about more about that later.
Which I'm
but
looking
we have a
forward to.
lot of opportunities for adults and kids, so it's really cool.
And I know you couldn't do half of what you do without your amazing staff and your volunteer staff.
Absolutely.
And we have two wonderful volunteers. We've got Andy and Ricardo with us. Welcome. Thank you. Just got to get you on mic.
Somebody hold a mic.
Ricardo, how long have you been volunteering here?
I've been volunteering approximately 2 years at the Arts Garage.
And what got you even into volunteering here?
Well, I moved to the area to Delray Beach approximately 4 years ago, and I didn't know too many people in the area. And I liked the arts, and I wanted to do something in the community that is positive. And I was walking by one day, and I saw this building with all the posters and all the different activities. And I said, let me walk in and ask if they need any volunteers. And the person just said, yeah, just come in and sign up. And that was 2 years ago.
Isn't that
I've been having
amazing?
a
Because
great
most
time.
people, they think of volunteering and they never make that next step in, and you did,
Yes,
which is a great welcoming to Delray Beach.
it sure is.
What areas do you volunteer in?
Well, I volunteer sometimes on weekends, sometimes during the week. They have a fantastic open mic program, whereas anyone can walk off the street and come on the stage and show their skills and whatever artistic skill they have. I've volunteered at comedy shows. Just this weekend, I had a fantastic experience to a gentleman who has been listening, Lonnie Smith. He's been a longtime jazz artist. I knew him when I met him when I was in my 20s back in New York. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. And
You know that place, Brooklyn?
I used to go to Harlem and out to the Blue Book, and there he was as a young artist. And 50 years later,
Here he is again.
here he is again. I'm volunteering. He's on stage.
Isn't that amazing?
And it was just a fantastic connection. So these are some of the experiences that the Arts Garage can offer
Beautiful.
to people.
That has
you
to be
know.
like a bucket list kind of opportunity.
Yes, it is.
Right? Things you don't even think about, and they just happen to be right in your venue.
Yeah.
That's the opportunities that I see here at the Arts Garage. There's so many great artists and musicians and things for people to partake in.
You're absolutely right, and because we're hitting so many different genres, anyone who wants to help us is going to find something they enjoy. We set this up as it's almost a co-op idea. So if Ricardo signs up to volunteer for Dr. Lonnie Smith, he earns hours. So he's helping usher people in, he's cleaning up their messes off of their cabaret-style tables, sweeping up the floor, and making sure we're ready to go to the next show. But those hours add up, and then he can purchase tickets as a patron. So he can come using those hours to access anything that we offer as well. So we want to not limit. A lot of our volunteers are retired people, and they are often on fixed incomes, and we want to make sure everything we do is accessible. So we try to, I told them not to talk about how much work they do, because it's really
So it's like
hard.
S&H green stamps, where you acquire the green stamps, then you can buy
Yes, it's
something, you
exactly
acquire
like that.
hours, and
It's
you get to buy a
exactly like
ticket.
that,
That's pretty
yes.
cool.
It's really an awesome thing. So
You never thought about it that way, right? The S&H green stamps? But that's great. This way you're volunteering, and then you get to do something else, finding a great venue that you want to partake in as a patron. That's what a great idea.
Sure is.
What about you, Andy? How long have you been here?
4 years. I also moved down from New York. Before I moved, I didn't know anything about Delray, so I went online. I started looking up venues and places to go. I came here one night to see Tito Puente Jr.
Ah.
I looked up and I saw that they needed volunteers. So I became a guild member. I started volunteering, and they loved me, and now they hired me. I'm an employee.
Congratulations. What area do you work in?
I work in the box office. Anything they need me to do, clean up, put things out. I'm just all around. I do some of the green market when we do that. So I do anything they need from me, and I just love it here. And I love the people. It's a family. It's just a great place to be and a great place to work.
And I saw as of July, you now have a bar,
yes,
right? So that was a whole big thing. There used to
Yeah,
not be a
remember
bar
that.
here,
Yeah,
right?
they didn't have. They were gonna need a license or something still. Yeah.
Yeah, we got our performance-based liquor license. It's a nonprofit license in July. So the license requires that it's not something where you can have a bottle corking fee or something. All the alcohol has to be purchased in-house. So it's a little bit of a disruption, because one of the things we were known for is being able to bring your own. You can still bring your sushi boat or fried chicken, or
Just not your booze.
you know, you just can't bring your
You can
booze.
bring your
have
own
to buy
food
it
in?
here. You can bring your own food. You
Wow.
sit at a cabaret table. All of our seats are at tables. You snack and watch the show and meet new people at your table.
I love that.
It's a
part of
great
what-
idea.
The volunteering thing is so powerful to me, because a lot of the volunteers, I see us as a family. All the layers that you'll meet today are this amazing group of people who are all passionate about the same thing. And the volunteers have found friends that they do things with much farther out in the community than just Arts Garage. So they hang out here and they do things together here, but they've built a little community.
You build a family, you build
It's
a
a really
community.
beautiful thing. They do over 3,000 hours a year in volunteering.
Holy smokes.
Like, I don't know how we would replace them with staff, you understand? So they help us raise about $50,000 or $60,000 a year in fundraising, and I don't know how many dollars that would equal in volunteer hours.
In
if we were to
hours.
try to staff it.
That's just tremendous.
It's an amazing, amazing effort that they make.
And you're a lot in conjunction with the city of Delray.
So we are, the city is our landlord. So this building is owned by the city of Delray Beach, and we have a lease rate that would knock your socks off. It makes it possible. The city loves the arts and music and believes in its power to transform communities and supports us. And the CRA, as part of their mission, we apply for a grant every year and receive about 20% of our budget from them. So Delray's the perfect place to be, truly. It is a loving community that circles you in.
Delray's amazing. I mean, we used to have our studio up here, and we've just watched it get bigger and more revitalized and
Absolutely.
bring a whole community together, which is why we're so excited to be back in Delray. Our permanent studio is now in Boca, but you see, we're quite mobile. Our crew is tremendous. They're just unbelievable, always changing, but Hector and Teddy have been with us. Can't imagine doing this without them.
We have a
Absolutely
lot.
not. And Danielle.
We have a lot of friends still on around Atlantic Avenue. We have a
Yes.
couple of shows we're going to be doing in a couple of weeks. We still have a lot of friends who come back up here. But the atmosphere and the energy that's up here, I mean, what you have going on just in this place is tremendous. It gives people an opportunity to do. I mean, Tito Puente Jr. was looking
Can you
at
imagine?
I was looking at Mr. Ortiz over there, and the first thing we looked at, because in the Latin community, he's big.
Can you imagine bringing Jessie in for that?
She'll
Right,
fill
her
up-
dad
she'll-
wrote with him.
You're gonna have to rope off the street if you bring Jesse.
We have
in
an
here.
amazing singer who wrote music with him, and her father sang with him, so truly would be
Yeah,
tremendous.
tremendous. I mean, it flows all the ideas and everything behind it, which I think is fantastic. And we have another friend over there. I got Jeff. Jeff is in the house.
We got a lot of friends, and I know we're going to keep changing our set. So, Teddy, I guess just keep the cameras over here. Margie, we're going to change over to our
Yes,
board of
We're going
directors.
to bring up some board of directors to talk with you.
Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you at some more events.
Okay, sure, definitely.
So we're going to keep changing
Let's
while
keep
we
rolling.
keep rolling and
Forgot to
going.
mention the salsa classes that the Arts Garage sponsors, and due to the Latin community, there's a lot of
I love that.
art. A lot of students are now attending salsa classes right here.
We're missing out on this.
When
We
is the
have to
salsa
do that.
classes?
The salsa classes, I just saw one of the organizers here. It's held
well,
every Wednesday evening,
there you
about
go.
7 o'clock. There's a salsa class here. So,
Wow, you wanna take a
anybody
salsa
wants
class?
to take salsa?
I could do a little salsa.
Fantastic. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Sure.
Salsa dancing.
Little salsa dance.
Sounds good. That seems to be coming up over and over again.
I know where we go. Everybody's dancing. You know what it is? It's the holiday season.
Tis
Now,
the
did you
season.
see Teddy dancing the other day?
Oh, I have to tell you that they offered you a free dance lesson with you and your boyfriend. They have two. So if you would like one, and Hector, if you would like one, they contacted us at Paramount Dance, Ballroom Dancing, and said they've got 2 free lessons they'd like to give to our crew because they loved it so much.
No, we'll put a camera. We'll put a camera to make sure we capture all of that.
Which would be amazing.
Absolutely.
Welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
You are on the board of directors. I'm just going to give you your mic. And we have Elliot and Ronnie.
I am Ronnie.
Let's start with Ronnie, ladies first.
Thank you.
How long have you been on the board?
Since this place's inception, I've been here from the beginning.
Did you help bring it to fruition?
Well, I'd like to think I was part of that process. It's been an amazing several years. I mean, just to see this begin as almost a little grassroots organization and to become what it is today, it's just been remarkable.
It's a
to be part of that.
landmark in such a short period of time. Everybody knows the Arts
Exactly.
Garage. Everybody wants to be here. My phone hasn't stopped ringing. And we didn't
We
even
like that.
announce it because we were afraid if we announced it, that was what's going to happen. It leaked out. Somebody said we were
I
going to be
said you.
here.
How did it leak out?
I don't know. I mean, since 6 o'clock this morning, this phone hasn't stopped. You saw we were on the phone with everybody. Oh, can we come sing? We're not doing that kind of show. Not yet.
Next time.
Next time.
What do you find so exciting about being a part of the Arts Garage, Elliot?
Well, for me, I've been in Delray for 6 years, and I live right in the neighborhood. This place is just so vibrant. It adds
Hold that
so
mic
much.
up, Elliot.
It's so vibrant. It adds so much to the community. I mean, if you think about the kind of music, the educational programs, we have an art gallery with emerging artists. There's just nothing like it. I mean, in terms of an arts venue, this is so Delray.
It is.
I mean, it's funky and it's artsy, and that's what we'd like to think of Delray as being different. And it really adds so much to the community.
You know, and with schools, they're taking away so much of art education in our
right.
schools.
That's right.
And you offer a venue here to continue that. Why do you find arts and music so important to the community at large?
Well, I work with a lot of children in my business, and what I find is important is that the art and the music helps these kids understand who they are, express themselves, feel their core, and gives them strength and character. And it's something you can't buy. You can help instill it, and you can help teach it to them, but it holds them forever.
That's old school thinking too, because
Yes.
you know a lot of that has been lost with what's going
That's
on
right.
around us recently, and the arts always suffer.
That's
But
right.
the artists, they get stronger, is what I see. Now, I got to ask, when you set out to do this, did you think that what you see here today is what it was going to be? Because you are lit up. You can actually see the pride about what you've done. You never expected all this.
No, it's amazing. I mean, we've totally reorganized the venue. It was much smaller. We couldn't seat this many people. We couldn't bring the kind of energy and acts that we now can. And I have to tell you, when you sit here for a show and you watch people lined up outside going, wow, I want to be in there,
Right.
it makes you feel so good.
I
Yeah,
love
we have people standing on the street listening. And I've got to tell you, this is a little bit of of the future of the Arts Garage. We have a theater right behind us we call the Black Box. It is a phenomenal kind of cabaret theater. The problem we have is we don't have soundproofing between the two. And if there's anyone out there who is in the soundproofing business and wants to use this as a marketing activity or whatever, if we could soundproof this, we could have 2 events at once, and this place would be beyond what we can
Thrive
conceive
even
of
more.
right now.
If you have extra eggshell foam, give us a call.
We
because-
actually have 2 studios for you to do as well.
That's right. Well, we have a new place that we're doing, and we actually did dual productions. The first time in 12 years of my dream to do this. And that gentleman over there with the white hat did a Latino base. We have a Latino base show, and I understand exactly what you're talking about. And the landlord was nice enough to soundproof these rooms. But now I want to put 2 more in the back, so I know exactly what you're going through.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
tough.
So maybe we'll run into some people, you know. I mean, we know a lot of people. Maybe you want to come and see me. And Jeff is around here somewhere. Oh, we get some soundproofing
Well, our
material.
crew knows pretty much when I say it, it comes to fruition.
That's right.
So we just need someone to help do some soundproofing, you
That's
know,
right.
to put 2 events, to help the kids, to help the community.
We'll share the resources,
It's
right?
what it's
Sure,
all
we
about,
will.
right? We're always sharing resources, and that's so tremendous. What are some of the future plans that you both have going on for the garage?
Wow. I think for me, one of the big things is I still want to see education, research, resources coming out into us. I want to see much more across the boundary lines in our town, reaching out to other communities and bringing more and more people in. One of the things I love about this organization is that we really embrace diversity. And I want to see that spectrum get larger and larger as we move forward.
Absolutely. I mean, we're a nonprofit. And as I always say, the only way a nonprofit can exist is if it makes a profit first. And so as a nonprofit, we're always looking for money. I mean, that's the name of the game in terms of keeping this place vibrant, whatever. I'm a donor, major donor. Ronnie's a major donor. We've put our money where our mouth is. And, you know, we welcome people who are interested in the Arts Garage, and not just to come, but help us grow.
Is fundraising for the Arts Garage itself, is that something you guys do?
Absolutely.
It's big.
You do.
It's
It is
big.
big.
It's a major,
Gotta be
it's a,
Yes.
it's a major interest of everyone on the board.
I kind of like that.
Because I've been on nonprofit boards before in the arts in different cities that I've lived in. And, you know, it's one of the things that a nonprofit arts organization has to do, is sadly keep its hand out. And people think of this as music, but when they think about the educational programs and they think about the arts that come here and what this community touches, it's just such a worthwhile investment. And I said to my wife when we were thinking of making a donation, imagine what this community would be like if the Arts Garage weren't here.
It's funny, you're making me think of PBS, right? When all the public funding, do you have any radio shows or radio station or TV that you have access to help even grow the visibility more?
Bigger media.
I don't know.
Marjorie's been putting on a major marketing
Marjorie, come up.
activity.
I want to ask you the same question. Because I'm sitting here listening to Elliot and Ronnie thinking of PBS. You know how there's always the public broadcasting and the children's shows and children's TV and the arts and the concerts. Have you ever put any of this out on radio or TV?
So we're active on our YouTube channel so that
Okay.
people are starting to see more. And we've had individual opportunities like this, but no, not in any concrete, structured way.
Well, maybe that's something we can visit.
Well, maybe
That'd
it
be
is something we
tremendous,
can visit.
right?
Maybe for our opening act, which is going to be Saturday from 8 to 10, we're going to be doing Cafe After Dark. Maybe we'll put this show on there.
That would be great. Well,
Put a
yeah.
tape show on
Put
there.
another
Or
show
aside
on
from the
there on
arts
a
club.
Saturday.
It's tricky because the artists have to be involved in that. There's a whole contracting
Well, we're
process.
thinking even
so-
today's show.
Just
Oh,
today.
on a
of course.
Saturday
No,
night.
this
Sure.
this
Go
show.
for that.
No,
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Oh no, I wouldn't do this with
But I
artists.
would love, I thought you meant like
No,
streaming
no,
the
that's
show or
that's
something.
further down.
But I would love
Okay.
to look at that as well. I
Yeah.
mean, there's all kinds of things we can do in the future. Not everybody's going to want to do the same thing, but yeah, absolutely.
We've talked about that, starting a children's network. We're working with
Yeah, working on
some
that too.
children's organizations to put that together to go
Fantastic.
coincide with what you're doing with the arts program. So many things, because the more levels we can do, the more visibility on so many mediums to get it out there, because everyone knows the
Absolutely.
Arts Garage.
Right.
The one thing I want to point out about the children's programs, we have so many programs that serve the underprivileged, the underserved community. We don't think of Boca and Delray as having underserved communities. I was shocked to find out that in Boca, which we think of as a very wealthy community,
Right.
40% of the people live below the poverty line.
Yeah, no, it exists. Yeah.
And we've had programs where they've been completely funded, where we've gotten donations and all the kids come on scholarship. And that's just, it just warms my heart and makes it so much more worthwhile.
You know, it's really funny when we were unloading, a gentleman that was out here
Cleaning up.
Cleaning up. He has a program, and he's been on our show 2 years ago.
Beach keepers.
Beach Keepers with him and his brother. They started 2 years ago cleaning the beaches, and we put him on at the radio station, and then we put him on the Brooklyn Cafe. And he comes up to me, he hugs me, he says, "So Freddie, you don't know what's
wonderful.
been happening in my," and I'm like, "Really?"
And the funny thing is, you don't know anybody.
I don't know. I
That's
thought I was
why you do it.
And
I
this
thought-
man knew Freddie's name, and
he
and
knew
you
my
said
name.
to
I
me,
thought I was
"You
getting
know this."
mugged. I'm saying, and he had on his shirt and everything. I mean, he looked official. And I said, I looked at him and says, "Really?" Him and his brother have come, and they've
That's
taken
great.
on 4 people to turn their lives around, and they're doing their thing. So I understand where
That's
you're
how it
coming
works.
from.
So there's this thing that happens when you do something like what we do, where you're putting on shows for people. Everybody loves to enjoy Tito or Ann Hampton Calloway or Chuchito Valdez or whoever we have, right? But there's a lot that happens behind the curtain, not just with arts education, but with emerging artists, with the connections like we talked about with the Guild volunteers who are maybe transplants to our community, or maybe they suffer the loss of a spouse and are looking for a new way to connect with other people. There are a lot of stories that happen that when people find out, like you're talking about, it explains why it's so important to keep supporting the arts. Arts and music really matter. They are a universal language that brings people together and provides a real safe space for everyone to be.
It
and
is
to be happy.
absolutely a universal language. I'm going to ask, and you're probably not going to be able to answer. Elliot, do you have a favorite part of the Arts Garage?
The favorite part of the Arts Garage. I'm going to be, the Arts Garage has given me, I love Latin music. And the Arts Garage has a really vibrant Latin, jazz, funk, punk kind of community that has been, we've got people coming up from Miami, Hallandale, all over the place because of the kinds of arts. And for me, that's the best part. But to see these emerging artists, because my daughter was an emerging artist at one time, and to see these emerging artists and people being exposed to them, I think is just phenomenal.
Do you do pop-up art events as well here?
The gallery's curated, so it's a pretty complicated
Okay.
process, and a lot of people want in, and we try to do some things. So for example, in February, we will have the Florida Highwaymen for the second year in a row. And I don't know if you know who they are, but they're well established. The first generation started, I don't want to try to figure out the year, but it was a long time ago. They paint Florida landscapes. They're African American, and they were painting and selling their art during a time when it was very difficult for African Americans to do anything like that. The second generation of Florida Highwaymen are who we have here. There'll be some live painting. There will be a display of their art. You can purchase it. It's an incredible thing. So we do things like that. But
Full.
our space is really full almost all the time.
They may need a bigger boat.
They may need more. they may
Much
need
bigger.
venues, because we talked about this yesterday.
Well, we've got a lot of things
We
to
got
talk
a lot
about.
of different venues to put art all over the place, and we're trying to expose up-and-coming artists, people that don't have the rep, and put them next to somebody who does have the rep and see what happens. You know, I was in New York when graffiti became art, and they opened up the graffiti museum
Right.
in Manhattan.
Right.
I was like, you got to be kidding me. I did this as a kid, now it's a museum. I didn't get caught.
that
Yes.
We're in trouble for doing it.
I got in a lot of trouble.
And Ronnie, how about you?
I think the
kids?
thing that obviously the kids, that's a big part of my life anyway, but I'm a big blues fan. And fortunately for me, I've had the opportunity to meet some of the artists
your
and
mic.
get to know them a little bit better.
Is it on? Turn it on.
Yeah, she turned it off.
Okay. There you go.
And get to know a lot of the performers a little bit better. The thing that always impresses me about them, one of the things that they love about being here is that people are here to hear the music and to enjoy them. And they feel it, and that just enhances their performance, and they just love it.
People want to be here. Everybody wants in. You got standing room only. The question is, how do we get more people in here? That's the question.
Well,
need
it's about
another
raising
building.
the awareness of all the different activities and opportunities that are here, from volunteering to children to music to shows,
It's
bringing your
across the
own
board.
food. You can't even say that it's too expensive to go out on a Saturday night,
Right.
because you can bring it from home. You can bring a tuna fish sandwich if you want
You know,
to.
you
and your can of
gotta
soup.
watch this one, because I've been with this one 4 years now, and everywhere I go, including the iHeartRadio stations, we've outgrown them. Okay, the last one we were here at the gallery for 2 years, we've outgrown that spot. Now we're in a 2,000 square foot. It looks a lot like this.
All we're asking for today is soundproofing.
Another
If
ye-
someone walks in
yeah,
with egg
another
crates,
year.
you're going to
She
laugh.
knows. Another year, we're going to outgrow that. I mean, it just
Exactly.
keeps growing, because there are so many people coming forward. And it's a compliment to what you guys have accomplished here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm really proud that we met you and we know you, and there's just better things coming.
We're so
And this-
excited.
This is the person who made it happen.
I can see that.
Absolutely.
We're so happy to be on the board and have a CEO like this.
Margie is spectacular. Elliot and Ronnie,
All
thank
leadership.
you so much. We're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk arts education. We are live at Delray Arts Garage in Delray Beach. You know what? If you're in the area, come on in, have a seat. We'll pass the mic around and see what's going
We'll
on.
go into the crowd.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Boca. Products of purest natural ingredients and providing a safe alternative method for relief from many symptoms, creating a healthier lifestyle without the use of opioids. Use hemp Boca products for improved mental health and overall well-being. It's safe, legal, and non-psychoactive. Our pure and high-quality CBD is from clean industrial hemp, then extracted slowly over days to produce the strongest and most effective products on the market. Made in the U.S. with no synthetic ingredients. Committed to bringing our customers the highest grade CBD oil on the market. Our industrial hemp, it's organic with no solvents and pesticides, gluten-free, vegan, full spectrum, and third-party double lab tested. Our top priority is your health and wellness, and we are confident you will love our products and the amazing relief so you can enjoy the things you love to do. Try our products and start living a healthier lifestyle. Hemp Boca. Good health and good sense are two of life's greatest blessings.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power. A platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions. A voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800. back live at Delray Arts Garage. We're so excited. What a terrific Thursday. Travel Thursday, I think, continues. I like being on the road on Thursdays.
I love it. Charlotte, yes, we are. And we are at the Arts Garage here in Delray. And yes, we are in. This is the place to be. And line it up because we're going to be doing hopefully more with them in the future. And there will be opportunity. Everybody wants to come to the Arts Garage. Everybody wants to sing here. They want to paint here. They want to do paint by numbers.
It was such a great venue, such a great board of directors, a community of volunteers. Marjorie Waldo has created such a spectacular home for everyone to feel welcome.
That's right. It's all family. Familia, as they say.
And
Right.
Teddy, actually, I'm going to ask our crew here, we're talking about arts education. And the reason we're even here is because Clydia, I met her at Roots and Wings, and I went up about the arts. You know, for me, it's always about kids and arts.
Roots and Wings once again.
And this is how I met Clydia.
The
I went up to
best.
her, and I said, tell me about your arts education program, and we have a show, and she told me, and then introduced us to Marjorie, and here we are. So I'm going to let Clydia talk about the arts and education program, introduce us to everyone we have here. I know we have Michelle, we've got Dick, and we have Lucia, and you're one of the art students. Yes. So tell us about the program.
Yeah, so we have arts education programs for youth and adults. We have classes like dance, which is salsa nights. We have Dick's class, which is jazz and Java, acting for adults with Michelle. We have some visual arts programming for adults and kids, so power play. Classes range. We have classes for, I would say, 2-year-olds up to 100, whenever you want to take classes. So I mean, we do a lot as far as the education
Kids and
goes.
adults.
Yeah.
What is jazz and Java? That sounds like a lot of fun. It sounds like right up your speed.
Jazz and Java.
Java coffee.
Java. You say
Not-
Java, I say Java.
Jabba, that's like Jabba the Hun.
That's right.
Hun, right?
That's
Star
what we're
Wars?
drinking, isn't it?
What is jazz and Java?
So we started that a few years ago. Jazz and Java, we have coffee in the morning and some donuts and things like that, and we discuss music with all adults of various backgrounds. So we started, the first class was early jazz and swing era, and we're now, I think, going into our 5th class. We have 18 students this time around, and we're doing singers and swingers, where we're doing various singers and some of the bands that they play with. And what it's also done, like I said, we have 18 in a second class where we have 5 in the afternoon. And the classes really have become friends. We go to concerts together. We go to a lot of the concerts, almost half the class, more than half the class, to hear some of the people that perform here. We go around the county, and last year, several of the students, but adults, we all went on the jazz cruise that goes out of Fort Lauderdale. Quite a few people, and there's about another 10 or 20 going again this year in January and February on the jazz cruise.
How often do you meet for these classes?
This is an 8-week session. It meets an hour and a half. I have one in the morning and then one in the afternoon. And actually this time I let them pick what they wanted to do in the next class in the spring. So we are doing singers and swingers and then ... more.
So let me get this right. You do coffee and dancing in the morning. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. We had.
Now,
this
have you ever
would be
seen this
perfect.
coffee?
No, and we would love
This is
to
our
have
own
some
brand
of
of
this
coffee. Yeah, and this comes in
We'll leave these bags with you.
It comes in 7 different flavors because
be wonderful.
Don Pablo is a sponsor of ours, and we have coffee.
We have
carts.
brandy infused.
We have brandy infused, which may give a little
Would be
kick.
good.
It
yeah?
smells so good.
But you know something? This is why I wanted the coffee. See?
Now you got that. We're going to leave
Now
the
you have a
coffee here.
reason. Yeah, we have the
How did
coffee.
you get involved? Were you a professor growing up?
Well, I just
before?
retired. I taught jazz for 50 years in New Jersey and New York City, starting various jazz programs, Manhattan School of Music, and some other places.
You didn't teach at NYU, did you?
No, I have a lot of friends that taught
Because
there.
you look like a professor. I took a jazz class at NYU. You look
Did you pass?
absolutely. I got an A. I love
You
jazz.
and teach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
that was high school.
I know.
I'm talking about NYU.
NYU.
And I took a jazz class, and I'm gonna tell you, there's nothing like music. When you hear jazz, it speaks.
But how amazing that you taught jazz and then you're still able to continue doing it, move here, and continue what you love to do
Yeah,
with
I
this
like
weather.
to think I'm retired, but
Yeah, clearly
Yeah,
not.
But they drag you back in.
yeah, and it's interesting because I wear a bunch of hats. I'm also on the board of directors here. I'm also a performer here. My big band plays here,
Really?
and then I teach classes.
When are you performing here with your big band?
On December 27th, We're doing a tribute to Nat King Cole with Lizanne Lyons and Dana Paul and my big band.
Wow.
And we're doing all the music of Nat and Natalie Cole.
That sounds amazing.
That
Right?
sounds
Count
very
Basie,
cool.
Duke Ellington.
Count Basie? Really?
And then another one in the end of April about the Jersey Boys, the other Jersey Boys, of Count Basie, Sinatra, and Duke, Tommy Dorsey, Glenn Miller.
What time does the festivities begin?
8 o'clock, Friday, December 27th, and there are about 20 tickets left.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Get me a couple of tickets.
Get yourself a couple
Man,
tickets.
I tell you, I love that stuff. Big bands, love it. Love the music.
And
You know I love the old
The other
music.
thing that it's done, and I don't want to infringe on what you're going to talk about.
We're going to talk about
but
Michelle.
What it's also done is brought, the students have become not just students, we're friends. We go out, we hang out together. Like I said, a lot of us went on the jazz cruise together. And to me, what the arts does, it brings people together. And I'll let you talk about more about the different age groups. And I know you've been hearing that all morning, how it brings everybody together,
Yes.
different age groups, different backgrounds. Some have no background in jazz in my classes, and others, are very well versed in the music.
That's the beauty of Delray Arts Garage. It brings people together. Like Marjorie said, it's a sense of community. Whether you loved music, you liked it, you get to grow, you meet new people, you go on cruises. Sounds like a lot of fun.
It does.
Michelle, tell us what you do. Michelle Diaz.
Hi. I teach the Acting for Adults class, and I also run the summer camp that we have for kids. And so my relationship with Arts Garage started with the summer camp, and we basically created this curriculum where the kids come in, different age groups, and they write their own show. They do all of the tech, all of the light, sound, stage, they do everything themselves, and then they also perform it at the end. So they get to learn all aspects of theater, and they get to create their own show, and they basically choose the involvement that they want to put into it. They don't have to perform. They could do the tech stuff, or they could do both, whatever they want. And it's great because we do bring in a lot of low-income communities, and we provide scholarships for the students. So it's a really rewarding summer.
Is it a
for
whole
us and
summer
for them.
program, or are they divided into 4 8-weeks?
We divide it into 3 sets of 3 weeks. So we have the younger kids in the beginning, then the sort of middle school age, and then the teenagers.
We had a program 2 years ago, and we did that concept.
Get out of my head.
Except that Missy here decided to take all ages. So there was small, medium, and large.
Well, it was a homeschool.
Uh-huh. And what happened was they had a program.
We took the school.
They had 8 weeks, 12 weeks, and then they did a live show on the radio with the television cameras running. And you should have seen when they first came, they wouldn't even look at us. When they left, they were flying banners. It was an unbelievable change.
Well, what it does for self-esteem, even if you're not great at acting or writing, what it does for kids and their self-esteem is tremendous.
And to give them the voice to actually create it themselves is so rewarding for them, because they don't realize the capacity that they have to create something like that. And so when you give them the platform to do that, they just blossom. It's really beautiful to watch. And then I get to do that in a way with the adults. We have also created kind of a family unit. It started with an Acting 1 class, and then they all wanted to continue on together, so I created an Acting 2 class for them, and now we're going to create something else called a performance workshop class, where they all kind of want to move on together. So Lucia was in my acting class last year, and now she's in it again this year, and it's just a great way for adults who maybe always wanted to act and do some theater and never got the opportunity, and now, they're at a place in their lives where they can come back to it and explore and see how it is. And it's really just a place for them to kind of
express
hang out,
themselves.
get to know each other, but also to confront some fears about speaking in front of a group.
It's
or
great for
just getting
public
on
speaking
stage.
also.
Yeah, exactly.
Lucia, did you always want to be an actress?
No, I didn't.
Did you even know you wanted to be an actress?
No, I never wanted to be an actress. I was an airline pilot, so I spent my
Pilot?
You were a
entire
pilot,
life-
so you landed and became an actress. That's interesting.
Absolutely. And after, boom, boom. And after I retired early. And I was a little bored. I didn't know what to do with myself. And I stumbled on the course. And I thought it might be a really great way to step outside my comfort zone, because I'm so used to always being in a situation where you're always testing yourself and testing. And after you retire and a certain amount of time goes by, I needed that challenge. And this was way outside my comfort zone.
What are you doing now?
Now,
You're acting career-wise, or are you doing full-time acting?
no, right now all I'm doing is taking classes with Michelle, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to be when I grow up.
Don't we
Commercials.
We decided she's got a great voice.
She does.
She's got an incredible radio
Get out of
voice,
my
a
head.
great voiceover, right?
Yes. Commercial. I gotta tell you, Dawn just hooked up with FAU,
Okay.
and we didn't even make the announcement.
Yeah.
We just hooked up with them where our interns in here, we call them producers because they're more than interns. They're all volunteers, and we've had from over 300, close to 400 in the last 4 years, 3 years. And they come in here and they learn this side of the business. But we've had young ladies like Jackie Birch and everything who have come forward as interns to learn what you learn.
Actually, Fernando is I laugh. He's our
one
he's
of
our
our
newest
interns.
intern.
And these people, we've put them in front of cameras. They are now being paid to host shows on the air at WNN at 95.3. And there is television waiting. And these are some of the things that happen when you take this thing. You never know where it's going to lead. You never know who's listening. You never know. And somebody comes and says, hey, I got a part for you. We had a lady that came and wrote a play. And it's playing in New York and North Broadway right now, right? JP's lady, or Jay's lady.
Yes.
And so I told her, can't we do it
The
in
Curious
Florida?
Contents of Christina's Wastebasket, something like that, right?
It's off, but it's on Off Broadway.
Yes,
How
she
many
is.
people can say that they've been on Off Broadway? And they actually sell tickets. It's not a big theater, but it's there. It's real. It's a beginning.
So many options.
It
Yes,
is.
we are now officially part of the FAU internship program through the Career Planning and Placement. They're going to be joining us in a couple weeks. We've got a crew, and it's just amazing. They're
It
going to
just
come
grows.
join us.
So I applaud again, another applaud. I'll throw applause, so to
Congratulations,
say. It's a
stepping into your
fantastic-
power.
You got a fantastic gig going on here. And I can just see it keep growing and going. And you'll be surprised about what's waiting for you. Because you should never be bored in this business. This business has so many other things that we're going to be sending crews out all over Atlantic to bring them into the show remotely. We've got that capabilities now. We've developed this. We've been doing this longer than Facebook.
I want to ask Lydia, what's next on the horizons for arts education?
So we have a lot of classes for our upcoming spring. So just pretty much starting those classes. We have an open house this Saturday where the community could come in and just check out what we have to offer, meet the teachers, and just,
What time is the open house?
It is 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
All ages?
All ages. We would love for kids to come and be able to see what we do in our space. We have a promotion, 25% off you get on all classes. We have heartfelt.
How do classes range in price?
Very affordable, I would say. That's one of our main goals, to make sure it's affordable, So we have classes from $80 to $200 for the adult programs, but very affordable.
And then if you come Saturday, you get 25% off?
25% off.
That would make a great stocking stuffer is all I can say.
would.
Yeah,
I think that would be
definitely.
so great.
gifts.
Casting call. I can see casting calls.
But think about a stocking stuffer for a
Right?
child, maybe even make a donation for those of you that have extra money and you want to make a difference in a child's life. If you don't want to do a toy drive or Toys for Tots, maybe make a donation. I'm sure they have someone that would be more than happy to use a scholarship for a program.
Right, and we have a heartfelt drive for art supplies for local schools. So if you donate $10, you get an extra 10% off on classes. So save a total 35%.
That's tremendous.
Yeah.
There's also that thing that everybody, I'm a grandparent, going to be a grandparent again. Everybody has a kid in the family who should be on TV. Everybody. And they should come down, take a couple of classes, take
Which
some
one of yours
this.
should be on TV?
Mine, Joey, and Freddie. They should
And
both
Rowan,
be.
you mean?
And Rowan and Joey should both be.
Yes.
And the amazing thing is, you never know. Listen, Freddie Prinze was the man in the day when I was growing up. And I used to tell my mother, I'm going to do that. And she says, are you nuts? I go, yeah, I'm pretty much. But nobody gave me a shot. Now you got classes, you got facilities, you have the reach. Take advantage of it. Come and check a class out.
You can
Let's
also
find
go
out what you
online,
got. Yeah.
artsgarage.org. Everything is there. artsgarage.org. We're going to switch our set. Marjorie, you're keeping us rolling and going? Yep. Teddy, we're going to keep going. Thank you all so much. More to come. You can check out artsgarage.org. There's programs for children. There's programs for adults. We're just going to switch. We're going to bring in your director of operations. You're going to bring in all your staff, Sarah and Crystal and Serena with us as well. Thank you. Dick, pleasure. Michelle.
Pleasure.
We've
He
got
still
some
looks like
voiceover
my
work
NYU
for you. And
professor.
Clydia, thank you for the connection as well. He's got that professor look. You would love Jazz and Java.
I love the
I
job.
can't wait to see what the kids are
doing.
doing. I think it's stocking stuff for a donation for the kids would be absolutely incredible. We're going to walk around this way.
Listen, while you're
Truly
setting up
amazing.
sets, I'm going to talk to some people offset.
You keep talking to people offset while I set
How
the
you
set.
doing?
I feel like Marjorie, this is
doing?
why I feel like it's like PBS. We're
Hey,
doing
doing?
like a telethon. We could do a fundraiser right here.
Hey, Dawn.
Hey,
Dawn,
Freddie,
you hear me?
Jeff.
This is the man
It's
that
all
put up
about the
sign-
cowbell.
Put up the sign at our studio.
I love our
That said-
logo.
Beautiful, huh? Looks good.
And NN, the Beasley Broadcast Network, saw it, and he's going to be going there Monday to do some measurements for us.
Yeah, Monday we're gonna measure up the elevator and we're gonna
Elevator, the wall, yeah, and a couple of studios.
Yeah, yeah.
And I need you to put a studio A and B because she keeps saying over there, and I don't know where the hell I'm going.
I don't know if it's A and B. We may do Bronx and Brooklyn.
Oh, we'll go with that. Sit here. All right.
I think we
keep
need to
going
come up with
rolling.
another name. I say
I
1
don't
and
know.
2, A and
Yes,
B.
this
I
New
think
York
we do.
You got this New York City thing going on.
Well, I can't imagine why.
I don't need that.
Because you don't sound like you're
Forget
from
about it.
Nebraska, is all I can say.
From Nebraska. Oh, his lady's from Nebraska. How'd you know that?
Look, there's News Channel 5 passing through. What an
know.
amazing view we have here.
Isn't it great?
You get to see everything that goes
Some
on
of the
in Delray Beach.
Best marketing ever. Some of our, like a Tito Puente show, for example. People will line up. We have speakers piping the music from the show outside. People line up outside
You
to
put
watch.
tables out there when they're doing it?
No,
too?
no,
Oh,
we
you
don't have
gotta-
access to that. But they have easy access to the box office to come in and buy a ticket for the next night.
That's right.
So it's some of the best marketing ever, and it's free.
Now,
right
do you do 1 set, 2 sets, 3 sets?
Depends on the night. So Friday and Saturday nights are generally 2 sets, starting at 8 p.m. Sunday night is, because it's a before work night, is usually 1 long set with no intermission. But it depends on the group. So some jazz groups want to play straight through. So even if it's a Friday night, we might do 1 long set. So
It sounds
Interesting.
amazing. The
I
big
like
band
it.
set that Dick was talking about sounds. You're
You're
so
gonna
in.
see me here on the 27th of December. I'm coming. I gotta buy some tickets. Absolutely.
good. Hurry, because they'll be gone in
I
no
know.
time.
You know, this always happens to me.
I know.
People come on here and they go, "Oh, we got 3 tickets left, or we got 20 tickets left," and by the time I finish this, they're gone.
That's why you
Well,
got to
but
book them
you
early.
happen to know the CEO, so I might be able to help you.
You have
I
an in.
might be able to help you.
You have
I'll
an
give it
in.
my best shot.
We've got Sarah with us, who's the director of operations, and I haven't met these 2 ladies. We've got Crystal and Serena. Crystal? Serena, Crystal. Okay.
She's Serena.
Well, I got to talk to Sarah. Yeah, you're
Which one's
confusing me.
Serena?
Sarah, Serena,
And Crystal.
See, that's what I said.
You got
Director of Operations, Director of Marketing, Director of Sales.
that? You ladies have an amazing job. What a nice staff you have.
Ah, you're not kidding.
And then you've got your director of dopeness over there, which is just.
Director of Dopeness is coming up in
He's
a
coming up
few
next.
minutes. He'll
That's
be
the way
up
they
here
introduced
to
him to
talk
me.
about programming with me.
Love
So for me, it was so important when you're not for profit, you are not able to pay people stellar, huge salaries because you're rubbing nickels together to make quarters, right?
Right.
So when I hire people, I try to hire people who feel something passionately about the arts because it allows them to feel good about what they're doing and that helps make up for their salaries a little bit, right? And it makes them way better at their jobs.
Because they have a passion for
They
it.
have a passion for it. So they forgive us a little bit for being a not-for-profit and not paying as well as they might in a corporate world. You know, they forgive us a little bit for that, and they just do amazing things for the organization. These 3 women are on our leadership team, and they're absolutely fantastic.
But there's something to be said about loving what you do.
That's right. It ain't never work when you love it.
You love it, and you love it, and you have a passion for it. And Sarah has been so great communicating with me back and forth on emails.
Yeah, absolutely.
What does it take to be the director of operations here?
So, I don't know if this is close enough. Customer experience is one of the things that, Arts Garage is known for. So, I started all the way in the box office initially when I came here in July of 2018, I think it was.
I think so.
So, I started in the box office, and it gave me a really great foundation as to, what's expected from the organization. You're that first, you're like the first line of defense. People depend on you. And, the box office, it's box office, but really, truly at the core of what we do here is rooted in that experience. So customer experience is really important. I was also taught that from a very young age. And, as director of operations, the other piece of the pie that I have to cut every week is making sure our performers get everything that they need in a timely manner. Everything's clear. So the customer experience doesn't stop at the box office with our patrons. It also continues and extends outward to our performers, booking agents, managers, making sure they got the right hotel rooms booked, making sure we have the right equipment. Everything is just so important. So it's important. I feel like I have many arms.
Do you sleep?
No.
There's just no
She
way.
doesn't sleep at all because she's also interacting with donors and with board members. So she's making sure every experience, we attempt to make every experience, anybody, even for you today, we
Yes.
want this experience to be positive for you.
And I have
We
to
want
tell
to
you, you
leave
did.
feeling good.
What you did was so spectacular. It is very, very rare on a shoot that we don't plan at all. We either have guests, we don't have guests, we figure out where we're going to park. From the inception, your details of your emails. Last night, how many chairs do you need? We can do bar stools, we can do regular chairs. How many tables? Whatever you need, she says, we'll get for you.
Yes.
Truly
Well
amazing.
organized. Well, it's well organized. You know how it has to look. You got to keep the overhead down. You have great people behind you.
But it comes from the top. You could have said to any of these ladies, just email Dawn and take care of it. But you took it, and they follow your lead, which is why what you've created here is so tremendous.
Thank you for that.
So thank you. Serena, tell us what it's like to be the director of marketing.
It's amazing. So I recently joined the team, and I'm so excited about joining the team. I was talking to Marjorie the other day and just telling her how much I love the passion that everyone here brings to their job. I've worked in a couple different environments, and not every job people are really excited about and passionate about. So it's really great to work in a place where people really come to work and they love what they do. They're all about making sure that this organization prospers and moves forward constantly. So that's what I really love, that part about working
You
here.
do the social media, you do all of the
Yes,
marketing?
all of the marketing, yes. I have a wonderful team also. They're not here with me, but they work really hard to make sure that we're marketing what we have. We have so much here, as you can see, to market to the community. So my team works really hard.
Well,
It's
creativity.
amazing.
Creativity is the key word that I keep hearing from everybody. And what you got going on here is you have a giant think tank. Think tank?
Think tank?
Think tank.
Think tank? Think tank,
of
Wilson.
creativity. So they're giving you a blank canvas.
Yeah.
Because you can't go wrong. Everything you're going to attempt is going to take this to another level. Which
Right,
is,
right.
congratulations, fantastic.
Yeah,
What
and
a
we
nice-
have
what a
so
job.
much room to be creative here. I mean, that's the best part, is that we come together, our team comes together every day, and we think of new ways to reach people, new things that are, new things are happening every day with social media and the digital world. So we come together and try and think, how can we get the word out? How can we reach people? And so that's really cool that we get to do that every day.
It's tremendous. I'm sitting here thinking, I don't know how you ladies actually get to do what you do, because the amount of work is tremendous, because you have so many programs. It's not just one
200
thing.
events a year, 200.
And that's
And
just your
and
events,
counting.
right? That's not
And
even your
counting.
classes.
Because I'm going to tell
And
you, a lot of
counting.
people are going to be wanting joining this whole idea. But it's so great to be given all of that flexibility, and there's no bad thought. I mean, when we talk to our people, we say there is no such thing as a bad thought, right? You want to take a shot and make it
No bad
happen.
ideas.
Yeah, no bad
You
ideas.
may have a bad thought, but not a bad
You
idea.
know what I mean.
Yes, Tink Tank.
Yeah, Tink
We're
Tank.
good to go.
Tink tank.
Crystal, tell us, Director of Sales. So you're helping with the box office, fundraising. What does that entail?
Well, the director of sales, so we have a great package deal for people, for communities like meetup groups or the communities that you live in. You're always wanting to find something to do. And so we offer a great package for groups of 24 or more to come and get a discount rate and come see our certain shows that we offer that for. I am also the director of the box office. I guess that's what you would call it.
So sales incorporates
Yeah.
box office, group sales, which is what she was referring to, and alcohol sales. So she's in charge of all of it.
So she's really like the bartender, too. She's the person you want to
She
know, is
also
all I'm telling you.
bartends, and she'll
She's
sell
the
you
one
a
we want to
ticket.
meet. Yeah, there you go.
That is right.
She's the money.
Yeah.
Got to follow the money.
That's right.
That's it. But creating the bar, Who was that? Whose idea was that? Because that was tremendous.
That was before me, but I did come in as it opened, and I did help them open it up. But creating it was Marjorie's idea.
The whole idea behind it, right?
I got the board behind it. It took forever. It was a really long process because we were doing all the work that makes us exist on a regular basis, and it's actually quite complicated. Our house manager, Susan Haley, managed a lot of the government pieces to get it done. Information flowing the way it needed to. And the board was behind us 100%. You know, the city and CRA, as we talked about before, does a lot to support us, but they also want to see the nonprofits that they support start to grow legs and become more independent. And we looked at 3 things. I talked with the board about 3 things to raise revenues. We can raise ticket prices, making our shows less accessible to the public, which is not really at the core of who we are as an organization. We could get rid of the cabaret style seating and go to row seating, but we're in this space and confined here, so you can't like build up a theater thing so you can see over people's heads.
Right.
And people love the cabaret seating for the food they can bring.
Yes.
Bringing their drink back to their table. They meet new friends at the table because you can buy the table or just choose a seat. And the other one was to sell our own booze. And it was a no-brainer that the DNA of the Arts Garage is to remain accessible and to make this family-style seating. I mean, the worst seat in the house is what, 30 feet from the stage?
Yeah.
We want to keep that vibe going, so we chose, the board and I, to do the alcohol license. And it was, people have been really, really supportive and understanding.
I think it's a great idea. So much networking. You do networking events here as well?
Sometimes, yes.
Jeff, this could be a nice venue for you. You know, under
Well,
that,
we know.
that thing that you do.
Yeah, I think he does. We know a lot of organizations as well. And again, people are still blowing up my phone because they want to know if the Arts Garage is accessible to the community. Can they come in here and talk to these ladies and strike up a conversation and make deals that make deals?
Look,
that
there's
make more
freebie.
deals?
So one of Sarah's roles as director of operations is to be the first line for rentals. So we have a process. On the website, you can do anything you want. There's a music performance application. So if you want to bring your band here, you submit online. It tells us everything. I do the programming for the main stage. So I collect it all by email so that I can breathe, because I do CEO work as well. So I take off that hat and change it out
And
to
puts
his
on that hat.
and move around. So you can rent the space. We don't do a ton of rentals because our main goal is to put events on. And that's directed in part by our lease with the city, because it's there's a reason they're supporting us. They want to see the impact directly on the community that we do.
Right.
And then, so you can apply to be a performer, you can apply to rent the place, you can apply to be considered for a showcase on the gallery walls. So you can access us anytime. The box office is always available. And if, say, somebody comes in and wants to talk about a group sale, if she's not here, and she's almost always here, all of us are, then the box office will get you in touch with Crystal. Same thing with all of us. You know, marketing opportunities go directly to Serena. Sarah sees almost everything. She touches almost everything in the building.
That's what I'm thinking. Sarah's,
Everything.
what these ladies do, truly remarkable.
It's a lot, and it's a lot of work, you know. And we talked about this a couple of weeks ago when we were moving into our place.
It's a team.
We used to say, you know, it's not easy to put productions on. It's not easy to run a business because you're running a business, and there are so many different pieces that have to talk to one another. Sometimes you have people who just don't communicate well, and A doesn't know what B's doing, and it turns into F.
Yeah, but look how tremendous this place is. Your
It's-
board of
it just
directors,
keeps
your
growing.
volunteers, and all
From
of
the
your
top
shows.
to the outside. I mean, it's unbelievable.
All
Yeah.
of it. And
Yeah.
everyone can find the website is Arts Garage.
Artsgarage.org.
artsgarage.org. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're talking emerging artists, programming, Soul Party, director of dopeness. I don't know, sounds kind of cool. We are live at Delray Arts Garage, right in this middle of downtown Delray Beach, a spectacular venue. Check out their website, artsgarage.org. And if you're listening or watching, they're looking for someone to help donate some soundproofing between here and the black box. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
At Carmen Care Advanced Laser Therapy, our professional team specializes in finding the best alternative laser therapy treatments for your painful conditions. Do you suffer with chronic pain, a post-traumatic injury, or simply looking for the benefits of cell rejuvenation to the skin? Schedule a consultation today to understand how photobiomodulation can help reduce your symptoms, reduce or even eliminate pain. Give us a call today, 561-405-9577. We focus on treating you who has a disease, not a disease that defines who you are. Contact Carmen Care Laser Therapy today, 561-405-9577 or carmencarelaser.com.
Sexy, seductive, and beautiful. Looking for a professional and talented photographer? Danielle Boujon specializes in capturing flirtatious and tasteful images for yourself or your partner. Located in South Florida, Danielle really knows how to bring out your inner beauty on a shoot. Visit her website at www.daniellebuljan.com or call her at 561-305-2241 to capture your most desirable moments.
Farrow Law Firm, standing up to corporate bullies, using innovative, aggressive, and effective strategies to resolve disputes effectively and timely. Contact us at 954-252-9818, online at farrowlawfirm.com, and on Facebook at Farrow Law Firm. We look forward to being of service to you.
Thank you for watching the Brooklyn Cafe, where every day is a new adventure. If you'd like to join Dawn and Freddie S. at the cafe, give them a call at 888-565-1470 toll-free. Come on in for a cup of coffee or call to share a thought for the day and get all the information you need to help your business grow. Don't forget, sharing is caring, and to like this video, let's...
And we're back.
And ding, ding, ding.
And there, you left my bell.
I need a bell.
I lost my bell, and yes.
How about that? That works?
There you go. Charlotte, yes, I am a New Yorker.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Wilson. South Pole.
I took off my jacket because you make fun of me.
Jeff, do you do branding clothes? Yeah. Because Freddie seems to wear everybody else's name but his own. He wears Wilson. He wears South Pole.
Yeah, we had this
Members only.
Thank you very much.
We need thank you for
Moving on.
playing.
I want to thank you for playing. Moving on.
We are live at Delray Arts Garage in downtown Delray Beach. What an incredible venue. Very organized, right?
Very nice.
I mean, look what we've done the first hour.
I know.
Pretty
good
tremendous.
stuff, yeah, just keep on rolling. What do you got now?
Right now we've got Alex, we've got Sam Spear, Roberta with us, the emerging visual artist, and Alex is the art curator.
Oh, you're the one in charge of all the
All
crayons.
this gallery space.
That's right. See, he's the only one that got that joke.
Look, you like his hat?
I like his hat.
You got a hat
saw,
bookend.
I saw him standing over by the window and says, you got to get that guy up here.
And there you have it. Tell us about what's going on here as far as art curator. You've got all these empty walls. It's a lot to fill.
That's right. Every month we have the opportunity to select a couple artists, and we get lots of submissions.
Yeah.
So go through the submissions and really carefully select two artists that really complement each other and in their work, either by the style, the material, the medium they use, and really then schedule them for every month. And I have about 6 months booked in advance, and we usually have a long waiting list. And then I contact them and coordinate the whole installation with them, and all the way down to installation day, where I come up with the layout and on the walls and fill the gallery up with great art.
Tell me what constitutes an emerging artist, right? These are the artists that you're featuring. You're not featuring those well-known in galleries already?
No. Emerging artists, it's great because it gives the artists or regular people that just are either have any profession. They can be engineers or doctors even, you know, people that are retired, and they just never really thought they were talented enough. And somebody around them has motivated them to come out here and say, let me apply. So they take that step, and so they've never had an experience at a gallery. and this is their first time, so they're usually very grateful, and they
How
just
can
have
you possibly
the best
choose?
time.
Think about that. The amount of submissions
I
to
wouldn't
choose
want to have
two.
her job.
Only
Yeah.
2 a month.
2 a month. I mean, it's
You know, it's really funny. When you're growing up and you're watching baseball, everybody wants to play baseball. And when you are in a major league dugout, it's like beside you. And to have your art hung on a wall, I can just imagine what you go through. The butterflies and everything. And if you want to even make it bigger, do you have a newsletter for the Arts Garage?
Our marketing director is in charge, and she puts it out on social media. They do rack cards. It's really,
So
it
they get the
gets sent
pomp and
out.
circumstances and all
Yeah.
that. Because one of the things that we found out when we were at the gallery is that a lot of the story of the paintings have to do with the artists.
Mhm.
Has to do with who they are. The one with the braille, right? She puts braille in the art itself, and
Right.
the paintings is phenomenal. She's all over the place now. She went from this to you can't even
Stacey
find her.
Mandel, but she was an emerging artist when I met
Emerging
her
artist,
here, and
yeah.
now she's exploded.
All over the place. So I can appreciate what you have in front of you is tremendous because it gives somebody a chance,
Mhm.
right? And it gives them that wow. And they bring their family, I'm sure, and says, "Check me out, man.
Yeah, they're
I'm doing
super
pretty good
happy.
right here."
It's a big deal for sure.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. Absolutely.
And Roberto, are you an emerging artist, or you're working with the Grassroots Gallery with Sam?
No, I pretend to be an emerging artist, a young emerging artist, and I hope to emerge as soon as possible.
Now,
But
is your art? Is it here?
yes, I was given the opportunity to show. It was my first show, and I really appreciated the Arts Garage for the opportunity it was given to me, and it was great because I got to talk to a lot of people. It was my first show, and I got to talk to a lot of people about my artwork and share opinions and everything.
So it was the
And
first time that your art was hung anywhere?
Yes.
What type of
yes.
medium do you use?
Acrylic on canvas. I'm from Florence, Italy. I recently moved here in Delray about a year ago. And
Where'd you
was
come from?
Florence, Italy. I'm Italian. I'm an Italian from Italy, actually.
Italian from Italy.
Real Italian.
Yes, a
So
real-
this is like-
I don't want to use the word real.
But you're
I'm an
but
Italian
this is
from
Real
Italy.
Italian.
But this is like a double shock for you because you came from Florence, you came here, and you're still doing your artwork, and then boom, you end up on a wall.
Well, it's not exactly like that, but it was a great
Overnight
exposure
success.
at the right time. You know,
Were you a
because-
painter in Italy as well?
Yes, but I stopped for a while, and then I started again after 30 years. So
Took a
it means
break.
that, it must have been the environment here. I don't know.
It started making you paint again. So so tell me, I want to capture somebody telling me how did it feel opening night when you saw your art on the wall that first night?
I thought it was a kind of a dream because it's not that I had been dreaming that for a long time, but I didn't figure that I was going to be able to have a show just for myself, you know.
Right.
And then when I saw some people coming, it was like, Jesus, it must be real then.
Somebody pinched me.
Yeah.
And what an
Yeah.
accomplishment that is.
I had my wife pinching me.
I can imagine. I can bring everybody from Florence to say, you want to check this out.
And Sam, what about you? Is your art here?
Photography, and,
Okay.
and honestly, that's how can I say? I guess I'm an example that you're never too old to emerge. You know,
Good
and
point.
start a new adventure in life. You know, and I've been in Delray about 7-8 years, but I found that I had a collection
talk
of
into his mic.
photography.
Talk into your mic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, what was it?
Okay. I had
So-
a collection that I traveled for years,
Right.
and I had a collection of photography. I never had a chance to show it. And,
Stay on your mic. Stay on your mic.
Stay on my mic.
Yeah, because
okay.
everybody wants to hear you.
Okay, great. I never had a chance to show it, and the opportunity to present your stuff.
Right.
You know, they've been here a long time.
How-
and you do invite everybody.
How
that's for
long?
sure.
How long have you been a photographer?
I started traveling 40, 50 years ago.
Okay.
I had photography pictures, but I never showed them to anybody. I never said, well, this is my place. And then to find out that after retirement, you know, now I can come and say, somebody else wants to look at my works. And I published a book and started.
And a book.
Well, yeah, you know, it took me a year, and I put a book together because I had this collection of 4,000, 5,000, 8,000 photos, and I wanted my children to know that I had done this and where I had been and where my wife and I had been, and it's important to pass that on.
That's
you know?
right.
We
Called a
talk about it all
legacy.
the time, right? Legacy, passing it on, and documenting it. Otherwise, people don't know, right?
They're not going to do it, you know, and they might be listening now, but they know they're not going to do it, so I had to do it.
It's
It took me
amazing.
about a year to put a book out of my photos, and but the opportunity to show, and that's so important, to come into a community and, like I said, invite everybody in and have a bigger party, an opening night, and it was just great.
It's
Isn't that a
incredible.
good you can't even put those words.
Absolutely.
Now, the bottom line here is, you see, you're touching and changing lives. This whole place is. How does it make you feel knowing how you have affected lives? I mean, I could feel that how happy they are.
Yeah.
How does it give you? How does it make you feel?
I mean, awesome. It's such a great, rewarding experience to really feel that with your job, it's not just a meaningless job that you go in 9 to 5 and clock in, clock out, that you're really doing something to help someone else, another human being. Like, that's a whole purpose in life. At least for me, like, that's what I wanted. So to be able to work with other people, to see that they're talented, to tell them you're talented, your work is great, I can see it, you know, like this or like that, and they really get validation. That's so important for everybody. You
How
know?
can people contact you if
Yeah,
they
because
want
they're
the
blowing up my
opportunity,
phone
right?
here. They want to know if there's an open house or what is the deal. How do they get in front
Yeah,
of you?
they just submit their work. There's a whole online submission on artsgarage.org, and it just takes them step by step, tells you what to upload and what we need, and it comes straight to me, and then I will reply same day or within 48 hours.
And I love what Sam says. It's never too late to emerge, right?
It doesn't matter how old or young you are.
Just come on and
Just
emerge.
bring it. Have a little fun. You know something? There are people that put their paintings in the closet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we just had this experience. And some of the stuff that's in there is really good. And they brought it out, and we've displayed it in our walls, because we got a lot of walls as well. But this is an accomplishment. Bring it out. Take a shot. Go to the website, I guess, to get the instructions.
Yeah, absolutely. artsgarage.org, and go to artists, and then it'll show you submissions. You just click on it.
Is
and
your
fill
artwork
it out.
hanging now?
Yes, the gallery. We just had an installation yesterday. Well, their artwork, they're from previous months this year. So
First Friday in the month.
yes, but the exhibits are first Friday of every month from 6 to 8, and then we have drinks, happy hour.
Now they
It's
got
fun.
drinks. Now you don't have to
And
bring
now there's
your
a
own.
bar. You can bring your
There's
own
a
food.
bar,
It's a
baby.
real opening,
And you know, it looks a whole lot better when you have a couple of drinks in your hand. I tell you that
I
much.
brought some drinks too, so there were more people.
Absolutely. Everybody loves a good cup of vino. That's right.
Contact artsgarage.org. You can find all the information. Also, 561-451-5357. You can call them, get more information. Over 200 events a year, and that doesn't even include the classes.
That's pretty good.
You like that?
That's smart. Very good. Yeah.
I love what I get to do.
I must say, you know, it's also, as you heard before, a community place. You know, I come to the open mic and I come to the performances, so it really is more, the photography and the openings are one thing, but it's also part of the community, as you've already heard from other people. You know, it's just so important to us.
That seems to be the underlying theme. We're going to bring up our director of dopeness. We're going to bring up Ethan Dangerwing. We're going to talk director of dopeness. I don't know if Marjorie's going to join him as well, but we'll see.
We'll see who she brings up.
But it's all about community, and that's what keeps coming over and over and over.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah,
People come to
absolutely.
Delray Beach, and they don't know where to go, and they seem to come here. They don't go to some of the other visitor centers. They come here, which is amazing. You need like a visitor center office right here.
Right.
That's what I think. Are we going to bring Ethan up next? All right, we're going to bring Ethan up. Thank you so much, Sam, Roberto. Congratulations, Alex. What you do with artists is just tremendous.
Now, while we're changing sets, I want to talk to you real quick about Danielle Bouillon, our photographer in-house, and she runs every time I say, Danielle, come here, she runs. She's doing, I hear
She's
her.
hiding over there.
She's
She's-
hiding behind Hector. I can't see nothing. We're doing the headshots with a toy.
I can't even believe we're talking about this again, that it's Christmas, it's the holiday season, and we did this last year. And what Danielle is offering, which is so amazing through Danielle Bouillon Photography, is a free headshot in exchange for a toy.
Yes.
But I want to actually, if Marjorie allows, I want to actually add to it if we can do maybe a scholarship for some of the arts programs for the kids here. So whether it be a toy or we can maybe do scholarship fundraising for you guys.
That would be awesome. Did they turn me on?
No, you're good.
One of the things that we do, maybe you could collaborate on this. So we've talked about in different places. Hey there, come on. We have the Heartfelt program. So we've identified that arts and music programs have been severely cut back in public schools, particularly in high poverty schools, Title I schools. So what comes to mind first, we can do anything you want to do to support kids in our community, we will help you do it. We were actually given a commendation by the Palm Beach County School Board about 2 months ago for the extensive work that we do with our local public schools. So Heartfelt, we asked the community for 3 months, and this was created by one of the marketing team members, her idea, to have the community donate either cash or items from the particular school that we're supporting that quarter, which for this quarter is Orchard View Elementary. And then we deliver those supplies to the school after we've done a 3-month run. Each of the last 2 quarters, we did Village Academy, and then we did Carver Middle School, and we raised about $750 for each school. Brought Carver Middle School an entire $379 chorus program for their
Nice.
kids. So all kinds of things that the schools want that can supplement what they're able to do with their kids. So that's the thing that comes to mind the quickest.
Okay.
But we can talk about that. I would love to do something with you to support
many,
kids.
so many things, and there's tremendous amount of people that are collecting toys, and so many great ideas in the community. But if we go out a little bit out of our box and a little bit out of the norm, we're right here in our community, right? The schools. You talk about they're always doing school supplies at the end of summer. And people say, they run out of school supplies. They're consumables. And then what happens? They run out of paper, copy paper, crayons, pencils, simple things that we take for granted that we are able to afford for our children and grandchildren. But there are some families that can't.
In Title I schools, the teachers are often the ones who are picking up the balance of that. When we delivered to our first school, Village Academy, that's a K through 12 community school. It's a wonderful concept, and the kids can grow throughout their schooling with the same kind of community of educators. It's really lovely. Well, there were some teenagers who helped us bring in the supplies for the younger kids. Most of the supplies they asked were for the art classes for the elementary school. When she looked at the amount of crayons we had in the box that we brought in, she said that when she was in kindergarten, they gave her a sheet of paper and a crayon. She didn't pick the color, and that was her art project because they didn't have the funds to purchase anything. So we brought enough for each kid to have a box of crayons and maybe 2. So, it sounds like a little tiny thing, especially if you have children that you know how costly it is each year to add to what they need. Right. And it's a beautiful, beautiful project. It's really cool to see what happens.
Well, let's see. I'm sure Danielle will be more than happy to add school supplies to it as well. She's just so tremendous. Her photography, you just get more and more unique in the pictures you do. You do amazing family photos and everything. So I'm glad you're here. She's taking some pictures for you as well here.
That's awesome. Thank you.
And we've got Ethan Dengerwing with us. I don't know who this gentleman is.
This is Sean Todd.
Sean Todd, pleasure to meet you. Ethan, you're the director of Dopeness, which is the coolest name ever, right?
When I walked in, I said, "Holy smokes, really?" And that's what he told me. I called him executor.
I know you did. He says
director.
no executive, just the director.
Just drop the executive part.
You dropped that.
What is the director of Dopeness?
So, director of Dopeness, I would say in
Stay on your mic, Ethan.
very few words, director of Dopeness is being accessible to the community. So with all of the programs that Arts Garage do in the director of Dopeness category, I should say, fall under things that would be accessible to musicians, artists, pretty much anyone can come in off the street and participate in one of the programs that we do. So that's going along the lines of poetry, open mic night, a all arts open mic night, which Sean Todd DJs for. We have jam sessions open to the public. We even always launching new events, but yeah, it's basically being accessible to everyone.
So you have like an open forum?
Well, you mean in
like
terms
jam sessions? People
they're
come
open forums. Yes, you
Really?
come in and sign up to perform.
Really?
When I started, we were known primarily as a jazz club, and much of our audience was 60 years old or older, and pale. Okay, so our community is much more diverse than that. And one of the most important things for our CRA and city in their goals was to make sure that we provided diverse opportunities to a diverse population that encompassed the entire city, not just a single pocket of the city.
Okay.
And so one of the very first hires, I started at the very beginning of November 2016. He was hired before the end of November. He's a photographer, a rapper, a writer, a musician. Do you dance?
I can do a two-step.
Probably not a dancer. But he's an incredibly creative person, and he was performing in the emerging musician area locally as well as emerging photographer area. So I want, with all of our staff, to make sure that we represent collectively as much of the community as we can. And it changes how we view our programming, which is what he is. He's a programmer. And he is tasked with creating program concepts and launching those concepts that are targeting younger people, because we're growing an audience, right? Every organization, no matter what your business is, needs to grow the next audience to keep the organization alive in the long term, and to make sure that it's that we have a diverse appeal. So we've added so many different genres of music. We do a lot of Latin, a lot of jazz, and a lot of blues. But we've increased so much the number of events we do that we've also added hip hop, country, bluegrass, rock, soul, Motown.
Marjorie, how do you I'm exhausted.
Me
Listening
too.
to the amount of work that you do. Are you
She
here for
doesn't
every
sleep for a
event?
month.
No, in the beginning when I took over, I worked 80 to 90 hour weeks. I was here for every event.
But the beautiful thing is she's always there in spirit.
Yes.
Because any event, in my head at least, I'll speak for myself, it's always what would Marjorie do? Because she has an eye. I mean, you've been hearing her talk this whole time.
Yeah.
She has an eye for making everything perfect, just right. And that's what I try to bring to all the events that I run as well.
I mean, you're absolutely right, Ethan. You're a visionary. Just how
Thank
you even
you.
conceptualize all these different pockets and come up with director of dopeness and the different names and the events and the kids and the community. And I know Ronnie's still here, and we're going to talk to her, I think, about your big fundraiser. Everything that she's overseeing here, it's not this cookie cutter like you would think, all right, they do this on Mondays, this on Saturdays. It is so incredibly diverse. There needs to be a big, like, dopeness diversity, right, is what I think it is, because it's bigger than diversity.
Well, she's touching a lot of different things at the same time, and she's feeling the piece of the pulse of the community, because
I think she's creating the pulse of the community.
Well, you are on Atlantic Avenue, which gets a little bit noisy. I mean, they have the tree and they have everything else going on in here. It's not like this is a side road. There's a lot of noise out there. So she's just keeping up with the Joneses and then passing them on all the diversity that she does, which is
It's interesting.
genius.
So I've always, most of my career was in education and with high-risk students. So I've always had a passion for equity and community. And when you are paying attention to your community, you can see pockets of the community that are not being served, and you launch some things to see if they wanted you. So 2 summers ago, we launched a series called the Garage Queens series, and it was a drag queen competition meant to target an audience that we were not serving in any real meaningful way, and that's the LGBTQ community. It was a huge success both years. So we were right. This was a segment of the population that wanted something to do that made them feel safe and like they had a place
Included,
to
right?
be. And we created something so that they know that they can do that. We want to do that with the African American community. We want to do it with the Hispanic community. We want to be there for young people who are trying to become whatever they're trying to become. We want them to stand on our backs.
I would say, even to segue off that a little bit, one of the most beautiful things I've seen since I've been here was, as she mentioned, we launched a hip-hop event called Hip Hop Revolution. And these were a lot of people that's for lack of better words, west of Swinton, if you know this area. I brought them in here for a rehearsal before the event. And as you can see, we have this beautiful theater. I turned the lights on, turned the sound system on for them. And these are pretty hard people. And to see their face light up, like 5-year-olds the day of Christmas, to be like, wow, this is the level that we're at, or this is the level that we're gonna be performing at, it really touched me. Like, this is really making a difference in people's lives.
You're inspiring hope, and what I love so much about the Arts Garage, the more we're listening. You and I were driving here earlier today, and we said, oh, just what we need is another $200 dinner restaurant on Atlantic Avenue, right? It becomes so expensive to go out here, even for a hamburger. I know it's fabulous, and those that can do. But there are a lot of people in our community that can't or choose not to. But you can come to Delray Beach, you can come just north of the Ave, enjoy the beautiful season, and come to an event at Arts Garage. Bring your own food, bring a sandwich from home, and enjoy a night out. It doesn't mean now you're sitting home watching your television. You can get out in the community for an affordable night. Meet people, have these cabaret-style tables, and meet the community. That's what's so amazing. It just gets you right in, and it's affordable. It's reachable.
It's funny because we've done shows at Atlantic High School. We've done different events that to touch a little bit about what you're talking about, you know, and to give people the opportunity to say, there's another side.
Yeah.
You know, remember the kid that had the tree deal, right? And they used to sell drugs under that tree. And he told us what he did and everything else. And they chopped down the tree thinking that they're going to move to another tree or something else. But there is hope. There is choice. There is chance. And given that opportunity across the board, you're changing lives. This is more than just a place.
Most definitely, and as you say, you know, being affordable, the emerging artist programs, if you are an artist for, I would say, pretty much all the events that are emerging artist programs, if you are an artist, you can come and perform for free. If you are a guest or a fan of whoever you want to come see, it's only $5. So we also have Sean Todd sitting to my right.
Let's talk to Sean.
DJs for, what is it, poetry? You can let him know.
Yeah, so I've got a somewhat of a unique perspective. Since 2000, my primary job is with the Jason Taylor Foundation, a nonprofit from the Jason Taylor, former Miami Dolphin great, current Hall of Famer. And one of our largest programs is the Amari Hardwick Blue Apple Poetry Network. And through that program, we produce a month-long poetry festival each spring called Louder Than a Bomb, Florida. And my first interaction with Arts Garage was through that program. We have a preliminary round where we have high school teams that come in and actually compete in a poetry bout against one another. And this was one of the host sites and has been all 4 years of the competition. We're entering our 5th year this spring. So I've always been impressed with this facility. It's just a really cool, intimate setting, and it's changed a few times over the years, but it's really grown, and we actually have 2 separate bouts that we house here now in both theaters, which works great because we have schools from as far north as Jacksonville, as far south as Homestead, that compete in this tournament, and it all happens over a 2-day period.
It's a poetry tournament?
It's a poetry slam. It's modeled after kind of March Madness, but for poetry. And we have 5 judges from the community that come out, and it's basically as it was professed by the original Louder Than a Bomb folks, who young Chicago authors that started in Chicago, and they're in year 18, I think, of their festival this year, and they have hundreds of schools throughout Chicago that compete, and basically they say it's just a way to trick people into listening to poetry. The key is that you get the kids on the stage and they're able to share their stories, but by having the competition component of it, and as we all know, art is subjective, and what appeals to you may not appeal to me. So you have the 5 judges there, and that's the competition base that we, as our competitive society, kind of assign that value. So it tricks the people to come in to watch poetry, but really it's not about the points, it's about the poetry.
Have you heard of this, Teddy and Hector? Have you guys heard of
Louder Than a Bomb?
Yeah, okay. No?
Do you know?
You've heard of Louder Than a Bomb?
When I was in New York 20 years ago, and HBO first came out with this. And I went downtown and I saw this, and they sat it up and they did the lights, and they used to do this.
That's what they still do.
They
They still do it.
that,
That's
yeah.
clapping.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, when I went to NYU, they sent this to these places, and it was big in the day, this poetry stuff.
Yeah.
And what came out of there was songs that were written together off of this. This thing exploded.
Yeah.
But too many people got greedy in the pie, and they killed it off. Now I'm glad it's coming back.
It's great, and it's
the best.
It's a great opportunity for to give these kids, their high school, middle school kids are able to compete in this in our competition, in our format, but it gives them a voice. It gives them an outlet to deal with things they're dealing with. It's heartbreaking for me as a father to understand that these kids are going through, drug abuse or abusive parents or homelessness or depression.
The shooting in Parkland.
Bullying. Yeah, all of those
We saw them talk about that in one of them.
It's really one of the most rewarding parts of my job is.
When
to
is
be
the
able-
next competition?
The next, it's going to begin in March and runs. I don't have the exact dates in my head, but it's from mid-March to mid-April. And every April is Poetry Month, National Poetry Month, so we always try to have the finals.
But what I'd like to offer, and I know you're going to say okay, because you know what I'm going to say.
I know where you're going.
To give these kids a voice. Our platform is always about giving people the voice, knowing that their voice is heard. Whether you bring them all forward on our show, whether you bring the winners, however we can work it and you want to share it out on our radio platform, on our TV platform, on our Roku, to really show them, to give them something like, you know what, here's your next level.
Okay.
I would love to do that. And you as well, Ethan. Any of your performers?
That's a great idea.
We've got enough, whether we come here or you come to us.
One of the things that is a benefit for us for working on specific collaborations that are very related to the arts that we're presenting here at Arts Garage, like Louder Than a Bomb with the Jason Taylor Foundation, is that it feeds our creativity. So, we watched that, and I said to Ethan, we need a poetry open mic night. And that's where that was born, was watching the first one my first year.
Right.
And it's been an incredible experience to interact with different people in the community. And we try to hang on to people. So Sean, we found out afterwards, does DJing. And we're like, oh, well, we got some events we might want your creativity a part of. So we're trying to hook people as they walk by the door.
Yes.
To help feed our energy and come up with all the ideas and take part in what we're doing. There's a lot of passion here.
There's so much passion.
And I'm going to tell you guys something. You have heard this concept. You ever hear rap music?
Yeah.
That's where it came from.
Any lyrics are poetry.
But that's where it came from. Rap music came out of that.
RAP is rhythm and poetry.
That's right. And that's
never knew
exact.
that.
I'm going to tell you, when I was at NYU, I used to go down to the Village, baby.
You
We
knew
used to
that,
go to the-
Hector?
Yeah.
Rhythm and poetry,
Rhythm and
RAP.
poetry.
I had
We used
no
to go down
idea.
to the Village 8 and listen to this, and I will never forget this. And they used to there were jazz players and everything else, but it was the poetry. And then HBO came in, and they blew this thing up. And then they did the Diaries for the Women, which was another craziness that happened with that. And he knows what I'm talking about. But that's what rap music came out from.
And on that, we're going to go to commercial break. We got more people. We got more guests to talk
right,
to.
let's
We
do
got Soul Party coming up. I think we've got JC with us as well, Dreesen. I don't know what... You got to hear JC.
Yeah, we got to introduce JC because I'm going to tell you something. You want to hear some pipes. That lady
This
over
woman's
there.
got some pipes
That
that'll
lady
blow
over
your
there.
mind.
Watch out now.
You can contact the Delray Arts Garage at artsgarage.org. I love that you make it so simple, right? I just told someone yesterday, you got to make it simple so people remember it. So when you're watching or you're driving around, you actually can remember artsgarage.org.
Really simple.
Stay tuned, more to come. We will be right back.
Oka. Products of purest natural ingredients and providing a safe alternative method for relief from many symptoms, creating a healthier lifestyle without the use of opioids. Use hemp Boca products for improved mental health and overall well-being. It's safe, legal, and non-psychoactive. Our pure and high-quality CBD is from clean industrial hemp, then extracted slowly over days to produce the strongest and most effective products on the market. Made in the U.S. with no synthetic ingredients. Committed to bringing our customers the highest grade CBD oil on the market. Our industrial hemp, it's organic with no solvents and pesticides, gluten-free, vegan, full spectrum, and third-party double lab tested. Our top priority is your health and wellness, and we are confident you will love our products and the amazing relief so you can enjoy the things you love to do. Try our products and start living a healthier lifestyle. Hemp Boca. Good health and good sense are two of life's greatest blessings.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800.
And we're back.
I love it when I get you right before we go on air and you go, okay, and then you're not.
Okay, not.
Okay, not.
Okay, not.
How
It's a
old
full
are
sentence.
you?
12.
12, Wilson.
Wilson. You know who's sitting behind me, right?
JC Dreesen.
And you know who she's talking to?
Fernando.
They're talking about
Ortiz.
putting music with us on the road. We're going to have our own music segments on the side over here. And they're talking about, he's never heard her sing. He's thinking, she could sing.
This woman's got a voice.
This lady fills stadiums.
I got to tell
She
you.
can sing. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable talent.
Well, welcome back to our last segment. Can you believe the amount of guests we've had?
I've lost
Marjorie
count.
Waldo, the CEO and president of Delray Arts Garage, has put together such a spectacular show here, such a spectacular venue. And we're going to wrap up this show. We're going to talk about the Soul Party that's coming up January 25th.
Okay.
We've got 3 lovely ladies from the steering committee. We had Ronnie with us earlier. We've got Susan Paulus and Lynn Ferguson with us. Well, welcome, ladies. This is your big fundraising event.
This is the biggest event of the year for us. Yes, it is.
Tell us a little bit about what it is. It's a private event.
Well, it is a private entry fee event,
Okay.
if you will. One of the reasons that really allows us to raise the kind of money we do is there's a number of opportunities in which the community and people can participate.
Okay.
Anything from becoming a sponsor to being a donor to buying a ticket. The event creates so much extraordinary community energy. One of the things that I'm doing as soon as I get done here is I'm meeting with some managers of local businesses, because all I have to do is say, hey, I need a donation for the Arts Garage for our auction. And I'm in. They're in. Yeah,
Sure.
come on by.
Have some water.
I did.
And Susan, tell us what you do with the program.
I'm part of the group that plans the program
Okay.
as well. And we're planning we help pick out the music, we help pick out the food, we help pick out all the things that we're doing and get the auction items together. And this year we feel particularly good about it because we're doing a plated dinner for the first time. We're bringing upscale the event. We're having a great musical presentation, which Ronnie sings. She'll address in just a moment, and some auction items that are going to be really, really great.
Yeah, I see you've got some great bands, great music.
Yes, absolutely.
Tell us who the music.
Cece Tennille will be coming in, and she's been here with us before. There's not a quiet seat in the house when this woman performs. She's amazing. The dance floor will be slammed.
So you've got a dance floor. The event is at what time?
8 o'clock, right?
7 to 11.
7 to 11 on January 25th. And this is your big fundraiser. So what are some of the goals you're looking to get out of this event? Besides a great time, I know, but.
Well, of course, we want to make a lot of money. We make a lot of money on the tickets. We make it from live auction events. We have a silent auction. And all of that money is going to the Arts Garage, help for scholarships for the young kids. We have an after-school program. We have a summer program for the underprivileged kids. So we have scholarships. So a lot of our money goes for scholarships. and programming and just generally to run the Arts Garage.
Do you do an event like this every year?
Yes, every year.
This is your big
Annual event. This is the one.
This is, wow. And in the previous years, what does it look like? How many people?
Well, last year we had, I think, 200.
Wow.
And
In here?
In here?
200 in here, absolutely.
Yes, yes, and we had.
He's
Mardi
counting
Gras.
chairs at the moment.
200 people in here?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's a full house.
It will be a full house, definitely.
Last year was the Mardi Gras, and that was a big success also. We made a lot of money.
How many people on the committee to do all of this?
Well, actually, we have a fundraising committee that's guild members, which I'm in charge of, and those are volunteers that help do a lot of the planning. And then we have a steering committee, and that's Ronnie, myself, Susan, and Louise, who's not here, Louise Kornfeld, and Marjorie, of course, and Sarah. And that's it. That's a steering committee. We're the ones that kind of make all the final decisions, and then our fundraising group, which Ronnie's on also. We do, we do the dirty work. I
Susan,
guess.
how did you get involved doing all of this?
Give her the mic.
Well, I got involved because the president asked me to be a part of the group. But what I think is one of the things that we've enjoyed most is getting out in the community and finding sponsorships too.
You enjoy that?
Well, we need the
You need-
sponsorships. We also enjoy it because it's a way to let people know what we're doing.
Yes.
And get them involved in a different way. If they can't attend, they can be a sponsor. They can
Right.
sponsor a table. We have different sponsorship levels, and it's particularly good for small businesses or new businesses. So we would encourage them to participate.
Well, tell us what sponsorship looks like. What are you looking for? What are your different levels of entry?
We have a $500, a $1,000, and a $2,500 sponsorship. And then you can buy also a table of 6 or a table of 8. You could sponsor a table and attend or not attend. You could give those tickets to friends. So there are different ways that you can participate, and it's all on our website.
And the sponsorships, different things people give, it's just money.
It's money, and then you get ads in our
Okay.
programs and different things with different levels of sponsorship.
It's
We
gotta
make
be
sure
great
to
for the
give back
community.
to the people that
Yes.
help support us. They get all sorts of recognition in the community. They're on our website. They're announced the night of.
Right.
So we give back too.
You know, you think about how many people we met here at Roots and Wings. One led us to another. I can't even find, you
And
know
that
how
was
attorneys do like this
spectacular.
origination fee? I can't even tell you where the originator came
Yeah, I
from
know. That was a
that
busy
got us
night,
here, but
yeah.
what a great event.
And because of Roots and Wings, we got
We're here,
and-
right.
And we met so many people along the way
Yes.
that we put them on the show and everything else.
And I know they do tremendous work with the
I'm on their
community and
board, too.
education. Of course you are.
Sure. Is there a no board you're on? You're like on every board.
And you have an amazing foundation you work with as well.
In my kids program.
Your kids
Oh, yeah.
program.
I have a program called Kids Rule. And last year we had about 200 kids in the program, and approximately 157 of them were sponsored.
Wow.
So I'm very, very pleased that we're able to reach out and provide a wonderful opportunity for kids, because it's a lifetime thing. The other, if I can, just for a moment, the other thing that works really well is some of the kids who have been through the program have come back to work for me or volunteer for me. And when high school kids come back, they get community service hours that they can use to put on their college applications and help them get into a good school.
Isn't it
So,
amazing when
it's
the
neat.
kids that you work with come back just to say hi and you think, wow, maybe this made a difference. We had that last week. We've had so many interns, and some of them came back for our Friendsgiving. Steph made me cry, and you think, wow, maybe you don't realize you get through, but the impact, the community that it brings forward. Are kids able to come to this? Are you going to have volunteers with the kids from the high schools coming into the event?
This is more of an adult
It's
function.
adult,
Okay.
But it does a lot to raise money to help the children.
Right.
And particularly the summer programs we do, and where kids come in and they write, produce, and perform their own play. So there's a lot of opportunities that this really goes to support. So it indirectly supports this to them.
How did you get involved working with the Arts Garage?
I have a background in dance and art, and so I was always having an interest here, and then it was an opportunity to be on the board and just really have enjoyed the work here, because we do work well as a team, and it is, we all work in a creative environment, so it's a great opportunity.
You know, everyone's here is involved in arts and dance, and we had Java and jazz. And to see, can you imagine that if actually the arts education went away in our communities?
It's called
how
the
much
Arts
lacking would be?
Garage. If you don't know, it's called Arts Garage.
Look, here goes my ADD as this truck drives by with ice cream,
That's
right?
not-
This
That's
top,
not
I mean,
ADD. She's ignoring me. It's Arts Garage. See the sign behind
Art,
me?
yes, but what I'm saying is they bring the community in. People have, you've done this in your previous career. Maybe some people retire, they move, they get to do it here. Because our schools are taking away the arts component, imagine if there wasn't a community venue to bring this forward. That the kids would be lacking so much creativity, that acceptance. It would all be testing and writing, and not everyone's brain works the same, clearly.
I think that they would even be working even harder. The one thing that everybody shares that's been on the stage today is drive.
A passion for
You
what they
just
do.
go and you keep going, and when times get tougher, you get tougher, and
Mhm.
you stay above the rim. That's what I'm feeling here. They don't stop. They just keep on going. Alrighty.
It's so many tremendous people, but over and over we hear about the community. And how did you get involved with the Arts Garage, Lynn?
Well, actually, I was on the ground floor in 2011.
Wow.
I came to a show, a jazz show, and they had just opened up, and I fell in love with it, the place, the whole atmosphere. So I just asked the CEO at the time if I could help in some way, and she said, "Sure, why don't you start a guild?"
Sure, why not?
And I said, okay, I'll do that. So I started with the guild, and actually Ronnie was on my board. We started in October of 2011. And we have built up all the volunteers. We have about 180 volunteers that are all members of the guild. And we just help in every way possible. And then I was asked to be on the board, and I've been on the board since 2011 also.
So much dedication.
So, and I'm also an artist, and I love jazz, and, you know, it kind of goes with
There
the
is
whole
something
thing.
for everyone here. Ronnie, tell me a little bit about the auction. You've got silent auction and a live auction.
We will have both silent and live. Typically, we get some really, really wonderful experience kind of items, not just things you can buy and things you can own, but things that you get to do. Trips and wonderful homes, and we'll do no doubt a weekend around Del Rey where the hotels will volunteer to give us things, and we'll have all sorts of restaurants and food and activities. And the kind of thing that really works for us is that we get really fantastic packages. The entire community wants to be part of this. I mean, the donations that we get are amazing, and people love it. The energy is extraordinary. They'll be fighting over these gifts.
And they will. We've been to events here, and whoever runs the events, Marjorie's been tremendous running events, and Roots and Wings. It's a great community venue, and you get to support the kids and adult education and children's education and the community and our local vendors. And it's all about what we just did, Small Business Saturday. Our community is always small business, right? And I know they're bringing some of the bigger box stores around the area, but this Arts Garage is what home is all about. It's what's going to give our children and the next generation a future in the arts.
That's why they call it the Arts Garage.
You're a man of few words,
was
aren't
that?
you, Wilson?
Look at that truck going
What's
by.
the name of this place?
Arts Garage.
Where
What's
are
that
we?
Arts Garage? Look at that truck go by.
But that was a grilled cheese truck. I think I'm hungry. It was a
Arts
melty
Garage.
truck.
So you go to artsgarage.com if you want to be
Dot
part
org?
of .org or .com?
.org.
See? There goes the truck again. .org, and if you want to participate in this, or just come on down and sit with the ladies and talk. You never know who you're going to meet at one of these things.
Exactly.
It's
That's what it comes down
it's so tremendous. Marjorie, you've done such an incredible job. I mean, come on up and let's just finish the segment and any other information that we may have missed in the past 2 hours with the 22 guests that we've had.
Welcome to our world.
Is anybody missing? Marjorie, one of the things when I met Dawn, she says to me, I want to do something for anti-bullying. And we work with ADL. And I didn't even know what ADL meant. I thought it was just 3 letters put together. I said, okay.
Defamation League is incredible.
So I said, okay. She brought them on, and we said, let's do a fundraiser. Let's go. If we're going to go big, let's go big. So I said, okay, let's go as big as you. How big you want to go? So we rented out the BB&T Center.
Oh, wow.
It was 21,000 people around us, and we did a show there, and then we were up in the loft. It was the most wild experience of my life. We had the Brooklyn Cafe up on the scoreboard, and the amount of people that you meet there, never expected it. So when you come and do one of these things, it isn't about the money you're laying out and says, okay, let me go home. It's about the people you meet at the event. Don't lose track. It's what's going on around you that's even more important than anything else because it helps you, the individual, grow.
That's right.
And that's what I learned. And I never say no now because after that BB, and we've done it in 3 years. We did it last year too. Raising funds and awareness
That's
in a
fantastic.
big place. And we got a lot of friends down there and everything else. But I learned one thing. Never say no to an idea because you think you can't do it.
Right.
Take a shot. Like Wayne Gretzky says, take a shot. It's the only time you're going to score.
Well, every day I say to you, can we? And you look at me, you say no, but yes.
And we will.
And
We
Teddy
find a way.
knows. And it's just about growing and being part of the community. So thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to spotlight Delray Arts Garage. It has been truly an honor.
No, it's an honor for us to have you here and to be able to
Absolutely.
share our story. There are so many beautiful people involved in all the projects. You know,
Yes.
that's how we do it, is the amazing team from the board to the staff. It's and the volunteers. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, but you put this together. You know, hats off to you because
Thank you.
That's
you
right.
do a phenomenal job. I'm exhausted. I got to go home and take a nap just watching. She's been nonstop since we got here.
Nonstop, collaborating everything. So
Right there and here and everywhere. She's
we look
nonstop.
forward to more collaboration, and honestly, our offer stands. Whatever we can do to help highlight the Arts Garage, whether it be here, whether you bring them to our studio, because we now have a warehouse, that we can do that as well. And our crew knows we're looking for night crew also. So these FAU through the Handshake program, we'll be working on that. And I know you've got the Heartfelt program, so giving back to kids.
Yep.
So anything we can do to help highlight, for me, it's always about the kids. Because anything we can do to help the kids and the next generation stay within the arts, stay out from under the tree, as Jackson always says.
That's right.
Delray's in Boca, we talked about the underserved, the underprivileged. You don't think it exists in your community, but you know what? It does. The human trafficking, tremendous in our community
work
as
with
well.
them,
Huge.
It is.
It's huge.
You
If-
don't work with them too.
You know, it's not just what you think you see on the outside. Everyone has a story. And if we can get here and bring your food from home, bring a soda from home, and buy a $5 ticket, you know what? Why not?
Or volunteer,
There you go.
earn hours, and come see Tito Puente for nothing.
Right.
For
That
a few
sounds
hours
Or
at
tremendous.
a
you know what?
time.
Or just come on down and meet people. And
Yeah,
this is what I
for
love
sure.
about this place. Come on down and share some ideas. It's like a giant think
It
tank.
is.
Think tank.
Think tank.
Think tank. Think tank.
And it's one of the things that we do. We have a program for the interns, and we want them to learn this side of the business because it isn't always pretty. You know, it's not always, business is not always pretty. And you make it look easy. It's called gliding.
Thank you.
But it's not easy. This is a tough thing to produce and get it together, get it organized. When I saw this, I almost
You notice
ran
I
for the
didn't even
hills.
give it to him.
No, I don't look at that. I can't read that many words. I mean, holy smokes. But you pull it off.
Thank you
And
so
you
much.
really-
Tireless leadership.
Absolutely.
She's amazing.
You got to put a cinder block on this one not to let her get away.
Truly amazing. So thank you for organizing it. Thank you, ladies, for
thank you
joining
so
us. Your
much.
mission
They're
is
amazing.
tremendous.
Thank you.
Don't forget the Soul Party is coming up January 25th from 7 to 11. You can buy tickets where?
Artsgarage.org.
Tickets at artsgarage.org, or just make a donation. You can purchase a table, you can purchase tickets, you can donate. Emerging artists, there's special programs, over 200 programs a year. There's so many things we talked about, so don't hit rewind, just rewind.
That's right.
Have a great day, everyone. Be kind to each other. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, back in our studio in Boca Raton, 2400 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard. Come on out. I don't even know who's coming tomorrow,
We'll find
but
out.
it'll be a full day. Bye-bye.
Don't be late.
The way you live your life says a lot about you. The way you choose to commemorate your lifetime can say even more. It's a single event that speaks volumes. So how do you celebrate a life? Dignity Memorial providers believe that your memorial service should be as unique as you are, reflecting your personality and your passions. It should be a perfectly tailored send-off, a fitting tribute for family and friends to celebrate the person they love. We're professionals at catering to your every need, right down to the catering. In fact, no detail is too small. So when it comes time for a fitting tribute, we'll see that your final wishes are beautifully fulfilled. It's what Dignity Memorial providers are known for. And why you should rely on us to see that your life is well celebrated. celebration of a lifetime begins here.